Welcome back to Good Morning Transfers. It's been an incredibly busy window, as it always is, for Chelsea, with plenty of ins and plenty of outs, and they're not done yet. They're looking to add at least 2 more, including Man United's Alejandro Garnacho. Carve, it feels like Alejandro Garnacho has his heart set on moving to West London, but it feels like right now Manchester United and Chelsea are quite far apart in terms of valuation.
I mean, it appears as if he is sort of, he loves Chelsea because he's turned down a move to Bayern Munich because he only wants to move to Chelsea. And that's the problem that Manchester United have got, because they value him at around £50 million. Chelsea don't feel that he's worth that, even though I think you could make a pretty good case for the fact that he is worth £50 million, because Madueke has gone for about 50, Gittins has gone for about 50, Alanga's gone for about 50, and Garnacho is an Argentina international. He's only 21 years old. But of course, Chelsea's point of view is this is a guy who's got no future at United. He's been told he can leave, so we're not going to pay over the odds for him. And I think Chelsea feel that they can get him for around £30 million, and they're just biding their time. I'm being told they're in active discussions with United, really good relations between the two clubs. I think the direction of travel is he's going to end up being a Chelsea player.
Well, could Javi Simmons, Andy, end up being a Chelsea player? Because I suppose, like Alejandro Garnacho, it does feel like he's been telling clubs that he only wants to move to Chelsea. But in the process of all this, he's been playing for Leipzig and he's been playing brilliantly. Really
well. He played at Sandhausen at the Cup in the weekend and set up a goal, scored a goal at the end, played the full 90 minutes. And it's really interesting, the approach of different players, isn't it, to I really want to move. It's like, well, why would I sit on my hands? I'll just be brilliant and prove how much they should want me. In the meantime, look, Leipzig are in a difficult situation with Xavi Simmons because they signed him permanently after a very successful loan spell for a fee that could rise to 80 million euros. So they can't give him away. You know, they're in a difficult situation. They know the Premier League is the place to sell him to get most of that money back. Now, of course, there's been the possibility mentioned of maybe a swap, that Christopher Nkunku would go back there. As I understand that, that wouldn't work at all wage-wise, because he's earning twice as much as Chelsea as he was at Leipzig. And Leipzig, since this summer, they've brought in this new austerity era where their top earner is going to get 5 million. So that can't really happen.
Could you see Tottenham maybe making a move for him now they've missed out on Eze?
It'd be a really good move. I think it'll work brilliantly. But again, whether he would buy it, because he seems quite invested in the Chelsea idea, has to be the question. But if I was Javi Simmons, I would be looking at somewhere where a team could be built around me. To me, that feels far more likely at Tottenham than at Chelsea, where it's Cole Palmer's team.
Good point.
Tough, isn't it? And what about then, obviously, outgoings at Chelsea? Because Chelsea have made so much money, 250 million this summer on outgoings, and they could make even more. Vega's gone for, it looks like, around 30 million. But Nicholas Jackson, it's all gone a little bit quiet on that front, but it feels like with João Pedro, Liam Delap, that Maresca's happy with those two. So could Nicholas Jackson be off, and where?
I think Nicholas Jackson as well, you've got to talk about his behaviour. Again, he's not somebody who's gone on strike. Obviously, he can't be too pleased about the fact that Chelsea have gone out and signed Delap and Chelsea have signed João Pedro. He wants to be the main man somewhere. He still feels he's good enough to be the main man at Chelsea, but I don't think he's going to be the main man because of Delap and Pedro. So I think it's likely that he will leave Chelsea in the next few days before the window closes. I'm being told, wait until Tuesday. There could be big developments on Tuesday, and that's because the Newcastle-Liverpool game will be out of the way. We'll have some more clarity on what's going to happen with Alexander Isak. For instance, if Alexander Isak does end up leaving Newcastle, then Nicholas Jackson is really going to come into play, because he's one of the few sort of Premier League quality proven strikers out there who are available. A lot of clubs are looking for that type of player. About 5 or 6 clubs are interested in signing him, including Aston Villa, for instance. But I think the valuation is going to be a problem, because the information we're getting out of Chelsea is that they value him at the market price for strikers with Premier League experience. You see Sesko, for instance, you see, well, he doesn't have Premier League experience, but moving to the Premier League, Sesko Ekitike, the price that Isak potentially could go for if he leaves. So it would take big money to get Nicholas Jackson, but I'm pretty sure he's going to leave soon.
Ciao guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabricio Romano here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market. Many updates, many stories, many news. 1 week to go, and so let's jump immediately. It's going to be interesting to see what happens at Chelsea. I told you about Nkunku, Bayern, Leipzig, but also Aston Villa, my exclusive story from the weekend. Nico Jackson, as I told you guys, many clubs involved. Bayern keep calling, so Bayern are in the mix. Bayern are there for Nicolas Jackson. Then there is the interest again from Newcastle, interest from Aston Villa, so several clubs calling for Jackson. Let's see what happens maybe with other top clubs around Europe interested in the next days, because Jackson is probably now the next big piece among strikers on the market who can go in the next days, and he's expected to leave Chelsea. So let's follow the situation, because Bayern keep calling. They spoke to Chelsea again in the recent hours. Newcastle keep considering internally Jackson and made some contact with his camp. Aston Villa would love to get the player. Unai Emery is pushing a lot, but this depends on what happens with the other clubs. And then let's see if some other top clubs around Europe can be interested in Nicolas Jackson, because I think that situation will be interesting for Jackson in the next days. Chelsea exits. We said about Nkunku, we said about Jackson, we said today about Disasi and Bournemouth. Now, Tyreek George, Roma are interested in the player. Roma, who had contacts for Sancho, but Sancho is still not opening the door to an exit to join Roma. Now, Roma are talking to the same agent of Jadon Sancho, but for Tyreek George. So negotiations ongoing. Chelsea favor a permanent deal, but with a heavy sell-on clause, similar to what happened with Renato Vega, similar to what happened with Carney Chukwuemeka. Chukwuemeka and Anselmino to Dortmund, both deals are completed. But Chelsea, if they sell Tyreek George to Roma or to Red Bull Leipzig, because there is also Leipzig and Bundesliga clubs interested in the player, in that case, they want a heavy sell-on clause included in the package. So let's follow the situation, because for sure, is going to be an interesting one to keep an eye on in the next days and hours, because of course he's an important player, while I keep checking my phone because there are many news coming every minute. So I will be always updating you guys even when we are here doing the video. Let me remind you also about Dani Ceballos, because for Dani Ceballos there is a negotiation ongoing. Olympique Marseille, Real Madrid, loan with obligation to buy. This is the formula of the deal for Dani Ceballos. So negotiation underway with the player and with Real Madrid trying to reach an agreement. Then I wanted to add also, guys, something for you on Etta Young, this talent from Villarreal, because today Sport in Spain, an important newspaper, shared about the interest of Barcelona. I can tell you that at the moment Barcelona have not made any official step, are not advancing to the end of the deal, but see this guy as a very big talent. And so Barcelona are aware of his release clause. Barcelona believe that the release clause of Etta Young is under the reported 11 million euros.
Chelsea are on the verge of completing a sensational double swoop for Xavi Simmons and Alejandro Garnacho, with Fabricio Romano reporting that talks are in the final stages and both deals are progressing quickly. Sources close to the negotiations confirm that personal terms are nearly agreed, and Chelsea are optimistic that official announcements could arrive soon. Enzo Maresca, keen to strengthen his attacking options ahead of the new season, has been directly involved in pushing these transfers through, making Simmons and Garnacho his top priority signings. The Stamford Bridge hierarchy believes the pair will add both creativity and youthful energy to the squad, as excitement builds for what could be one of Chelsea's biggest transfer statements of the summer.